All right, I'll share my screen. So, so on Mondays, I either get it from Frank or follow up with Frank regarding volumes. So he might send it to me Monday or Tuesday. So basically what we do here, it is weekly reporting. So I've got two files which I normally use. Um, so this is what I would send to them. So volumes per billable unit and TEU. This is the trains and how many TEUs they on each train. It calculates utilization. Then we've got the labor, the rail coordinators, rail admin, and the gate clerk. And then the volumes per customer. So basically, it gives us total revenue, which is your rail volumes, your lifts, your de-hires, on-hires, which gives you total revenue. And then we've got rail coordinators, drivers, gate clerk, admin, operations manager, rail cost, fuel, which is all kind of estimates for each stacker hire. That's the 2 hires per week. That's the 40K roughly you see in the month in the P&L. This 63K is the hard stand for rail. That's just the hard stand portion of rent costs for rail. You got the wave system cost, any other operational costs. And I've recently added this, which is the subby costs, which is the silk invoice for the week. So the easiest way, you just copy what the silk invoice was for that week and I add it on there. Actually, I'll pick up just mostly the cartage stuff because most of the terminal charges are just pass through. So out of that out of the 135K, I picked up 70K, which would have been the admin charge of transport detention and the fuel surcharge. I picked up 70K, and that's what I consider as cartage. Historically, we never had this line in there because it wasn't that big, but it makes sense to include it in there because now we've doing a lot of truck cartage, right? So how do we create this report? So simple. I've got them all here every week. It's just roll forward. So I'll roll forward that. I'll start with this other file, which again starts in that same report, the leg movement report for the week. So we'll download that report. We'll put it in here. And then I'll unfilter this. So anything that's got a number, it's picked up the customer from this report. And then I'll go back and unfilter the zeros. So this is the total volumes. I can double check by BUs 687 and 1129. So I go here, what's total BU? Yeah. I'll do that now. But that's just a check. So if we do this, if I open Wave, again, I can go to reports, custom reports, down and job leg movement report, run. Let's do a new week. All right. So I'm up to the 23rd here. So I haven't done the last 2 weeks. So we'll do up to the 30th. Because sorry. Yeah. So yeah. We're doing week ending the 30th. So if I start doing that, we'll go from the 24th to the 30th. So let's run that. So I've got this data here. So again, I'll copy that through. I don't need that yet. I'll go to the working file. I'll paste over this. I deleted it first. It's fine. Let me delete anything that's not in that period. Okay, so this is telling me for the week total movements had 2012 and TEUs had 3483. No, sorry, I'm wrong. So the actual movements are these ones, which is 945 TEUs and 584. So that's your 584 and 945. So it's best to unfilter, but it looks like it's picked them. And anything with zeros, you don't need them because there's no volumes for that week. Obviously, if there's a new customer, you just need to do a VLOOKUP and add the new customer in there. But what this is telling me every day, these are the train movements, these are the container movements for the day. And is it a 20 full or 20 empty, 40 full, 40 empty? If it's a new customer, just pick up the rate, the transport rate from Wave, and you can put it in there, and the fuel rate. So by doing that, it's pretty much that's just going 6 units at 140 plus the 20% fuel rate. So that's that. So for that week, I've got a total of 100K in rail movements. So lifts, I'll have to do separately. So with lifts, what we do is I'll go into Wave and do the normal tariff search. So I'll go job costing. I'll go to all. Let's go to Yennora. I don't think you guys will have that. Maybe when you log in, I don't think you should have access. It's just Yennora, you'll see. But if I go the period 24th of November to the 30th, right, of November. So I've got all that. Again, I control all on a report. Actually, before I do that, let me see if there's anything that's been finalized. So there's stuff finalized, just as a double check. I'll always recalculate in case it picks up stuff that are not. All right, should be okay. Nothing's changed because I've already refreshed it multiple times. So if I go to all for that week, so what I want to do, I want to pick up all the tariffs. So the purpose of this is I want to get all the lifts because that other report does not pick up lifts and de-hires. So I'll just create a copy, put it in this weekly report. Put it here. Oh, I picked up the wrong weekly report. Oh, I should have picked up the 23rd. Anyway, doesn't matter. So I pick up this, right? So if you can see here, what I've done is I've got de-hires and lifts. You can do whatever way you want. You can automate it, whatever. So I just basically, so I'll pick up any lifts. So anything with a lift in it. So, no, sorry. Total lifts for the week was 21K. I just in case, I'll just highlight it. I don't do it. You can do this any way you want. Doesn't really matter, but you need to do is pick up lifts, and then you need to pick up the de-hires. I keep forgetting what the de-hires. Let me clear the filter. So anything with a YCP is a de-hire with the tariffs. So if I go YCP, so So if you can see here, so Yennora Container Park, we're dehiring, we're on hiring. We are on hiring and we're dehiring as well. So for example, we charge AWH to on hire from Yennora Container Park. We charge them $80. And then Visi, we charge them $69.56. Surprised there's no Silk. There's only a little bit. No. So Silk, they get charged 143 for de-hire, 195. So I'll just do the same thing. I'll just total that, and then I've picked up total revenue for de-hires at Yennora. So I'm not sure if you recall when I said there's two places we de-hire. We de-hire Yennora, that's in Wave, or One Stop. So okay. So again, I do it manually. I'm sure you guys can automate some of this stuff. But so the lifts will come from here, 22K, similar, and then the de-hire will get picked up on the lifts and storage. De-hire bar plus, just let me finish this. So this, I get through One Stop. That's probably you need access to One Stop. Like a dollar or something, or yeah, I think it's $1 or 50 cents or something, or they collect. I think it's $1. So I accrue, I think at 142 instead of 143, 142.95 instead of 143. I think they take roughly $1 per container. No. So then I would go into One Stop. I don't know my login, to be honest. Let me here. IT. Where did this guy set me up? Yeah, I'll log into. One of you guys probably needs access to this. I don't know what my login is. Keep forgetting. No. So I'm in One Stop. I'll go to bookings, I'll go to archive. So I picked the week. So we're doing from the Monday the 24th to Sunday the 30th. Search. So these are all our bookings through One Stop. So I'll export that. So it's as simple as doing a similar thing. Just add it to here. I'll move to the end. So it's pretty much a count. So what we do here, I count instead of the 143.95 which we charge, I accrue that. Do the same thing here. So I count those, charge that, and it's 12.5K for the week. Again, I'll just move de-hires to that. You can set it up any way you want, but you know the purpose of it is just to get those right. Get rid of that. Don't need that anymore. Don't need you anymore. And then that's pretty much picking the revenue. Make sure everything's picking up. Once we're happy with that, then I will go here Same file, sorry, here. '30th. So what you do is copy paste all to this section, which I'll do now. Let's just do that now since we're here, since I'm doing it. Before I stuff this up, let me save this. I don't want to save. Sorry. I don't know what they're going to do with the access, but I'm going to either see if they can give you access, or I'm going to create a whole folder, copy at least a month or 2 months worth, and save it for you guys where you guys can access. It's still, I don't know what the IT's going to want to do. Otherwise, we'll put in Teams file or something where I'll just, everything we went through today, I'll take at least the last 2 months, put in for you guys. I don't know. Yeah. Plus, the whole process is going to change come next year, I reckon. Everything, you guys create your own files, do it a different way, and so on. But just to kind of keep you guys going for the next couple of months. So that, yeah, so basically copy this. Should be fixing this because this is very manual at the moment, especially the way this is set up. So what did I copy there? I just, so I've saved that 140. So I'll just copy it separately just to make sure I don't overwrite anything. All right, so that's that, and then I'll go and copy the, what do I need here? Just the rates, fuel levy. Again, I don't know if this is all needed, but this was what was given to him previously. So I recommend probably changing it up, sitting down with Paul and seeing exactly what he's after and what he looks at. Otherwise, wasting time doing some of this. So yeah, so we've got all that in, 149 in total revenue. And then the rest of it comes from Frank. So Frank will send me an email. Okay, so Frank would have sent me this email on the 1st. So I'm guessing this is for the 30th. So what he does, he just overrides whatever I sent him the previous week. I don't know what he does with it. I just see what tab he has open. He's got it to the 30th. So you copy the green bits. So he'll complete the green bits. So basically this is telling me for that week, all they ran was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trains. But this is where you see the difference. So if I go up here, let me get rid of that. See, he's showing his data is telling me he moved 700 containers, whereas Wave is telling me we moved 945. It can be, the difference can be on the Monday, because if it comes on a Monday night, he might count it as a Sunday or whatnot. It's normally timing, but I don't know why. So for example, Wednesday, I've got 157 units. He's got 166. So I don't know why we would get differences. Yeah. So Saturday, Sunday, we're both recording no volumes. No, so Frank's, yeah, potentially now. That's why there's a difference. Whereas, yeah, no, you're right. So historically it was pretty close, but now he's probably given me yeah. Actually, I had this discussion with him last week. So he's given me what's on rail, exactly what's on rail. So you can use this number, but historically they've always been close. But now that they've changed slightly, so I've got 945, but some of that would have been on road. Hence why now I capture the silk invoice. So if I've recorded the revenue, that's what this is the true utilization. You know, when you talk about utilization, this is where you go to, because this is what he's got that's gone on the rail. So roughly he's got the outbounds are roughly 80%, the inbounds at 71% for the week. But I still go through what's on Wave when I'm doing my reporting, because that's what I'm going to record. Yeah, so we've got total revenue of 150. So we've done the volumes. Now I'll just do the hours. So he gives me the hours every week. The reach stackers, they don't really change because we haven't changed from 2 reach stackers. So it's mostly around volumes. To be honest, it doesn't make a material impact anyway. So I would copy all the actuals. I don't trust his plans. The plans never change. No, no, there's no. Huh? They've got timesheets. So what do they have? A blank agency. So they've used an agency. So that. So I've got a total of hours of 327. He's got a total of 327. So my driver's here, Gateclerk here. He's got an extra agency. You just probably need to play around with this to get the agency up here, but you get the point. Basically, it calculates, you can follow this spreadsheet, it calculates the admin rates. A lot of this, there's a built-in tab somewhere which has some of these average admin fees, like the wave and stuff. If you can follow it, it's in expenses. The only other thing is see how this counts the number of trains. So this is telling me there's been 5 trains. Is that right? Where am I? Am I picking up? Yeah, so it's counting this. It's telling me there's 5 trains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at the moment, we're saying 5 trains at, I think I have 13 and a half. Let me double check. 13 and a half Gray. So this is pretty just very high level estimate quick. This is where your volume's at, roughly 13 and a half K. With all your rail cost, fuel. Let me just open. So we've got some rates here for some of the operation stuff, but we're saying fuel's at $6 per billable unit. Reach stackers is the 20K per reach stacker. We've seen 40 in the P&L, 2 of them. Your rent per month and your wave per month and other operational costs, which is taken from the P&L at a certain point in time. And that's where most of these costs come from. Yeah, so these are all kind of automated. This we know roughly on average it's around 13.5 per train. And you see that in your monthly results. So we know there's been 5 trains this week. So you multiply with 13.5. You can keep track of it for the next 3 months. You can always change that, but that's roughly what it's sitting at. To be honest, it's probably sitting close to 14K now, but I think it's a okay average to have there. So you got your labor, your reach tackers, your admin, and then just this one where just I think Silk send it on the Monday or the Tuesday. You pick out what you want out of the Silk. Because we don't pick up terminal revenue, I wouldn't pick up the terminal revenue stuff. Uh, per day, you can run, I think, up to 2. Yeah. I think they can run at the moment maximum 2 per day. But on average, we'll be running around 7 a week, 1 every day, roughly. But you can see they're running less and less. Sorry? The breakout for the rail cost of break even. I have to refresh my memory. We've got a utilization. They've got a per box calc, which I'll run through with you. I just need to find it again. Sorry. Huh? We can take roughly 100. Yeah, 93. But I think utilization around 80%. Around that, yeah. So when it comes to say, again, because each customer's rates are way different as well, and it depends if you have empties on there or fulls on there as well, because obviously empties are less revenue than fulls. Why we can't loop an empty trip with an import trip? An empty trip with a. So we load up a full train of empties to take back, because you're not necessarily going to say you don't have a slot at the container parks before you go to the terminals. It's probably somewhere. I'll have to see if Wendy's got it, or Frank would probably have it. Best have it. Okay, so, you do. Yeah, because you've got a lot of country trains coming to the empty container park as well, and trains sit here for a couple of hours. You can't just come in whenever you want. It's similar to the terminals. You need a slot. Yep. Well, you want your own container park, and you don't want them to charge you as well, and then. So you need a slot, and yeah. So if you take empties with you and you go into terminal first, you're not going to pick up a full load. All right, this is okay. See, if you see outbound, inbound, it's picked up half a train, inbound, outbound. This week utilization is pretty good. There's some weeks where the train goes empty. They need to pick up fulls. They've got fulls waiting at the terminal, and they're not going to the empty container park first. They're going to the terminal. You can't have any empties on them because you need a full load back. So you waste half the cost of train with no. Yeah. Well, they're the things they have to look at, right? But trucking costs heaps more. Well, that's the thing they have to look at, right? They're incurring extra costs with trucking. They're incurring VBS costs. They're still paying for the slot to weigh up, depending how many falls you're picking up. That's a return train, right? Yeah, so the things you're going to look at. What's the average transport cost? Silk there and back. So it's, yeah.